It's a private beach party, but you are invited. I'll invite a few people to this private beach party. I was at the beach today, beautiful Revere Beach, Massachusetts. Oh, I was there to sun my guns. Anyway, Friday cheers. Yeah, sunning our guns at the beach, right? So solo flight today to the beach. Patty was flying in from other places unknown, and Caroline was working at the bookstore for her summer job. She'll be heading back to college soon, so got a special brew today for our friend right here. Oh yeah, what do we got here? Laser Kitten, right? Colton's pick. Imagine if Colton actually had lasers. Yeah, that'd be a crazy world. Crazier world than we're already living in. Cheers. Yeah, so it was a private beach party today. That's fine. It's a world's oldest, not the world, it's the United States oldest public beach. I posted a little vlog. I didn't know what a vlog was. I had to have my 19-year-old daughter explain that, hey, that was like a travel log thing that you did. So yeah, so I guess that's the technical term for it. It's a vlog. And we just finished off with a private beach party here, and there's Gregory Isaacs looking sad, but looks like he's got a bottle of wine or something going on down there at his private beach party. So yes, on a Friday, cheers. Colton's taking a break over here. I don't know if he's going to join us. He's a little moody today with the heat, even with the AC. I don't know, fur coat's probably not conducive to staying cool, is it, Colton? I'm watching you over there. All right, so got this going on. Steve, at All the World's a Stage, King of Shirts, taking that title from Ben Rankins, King of Making Shirts. So he sent us, both Patty and Caroline, these cool shirts about, look at Colton, there you are, man. You're immortalized on YouTube with this shirt. So pretty cool. There's Colton right there. Steve said he's already working on the artwork for next year's shirt for the second annual Vinyl Community, whatever we're going to call it, festival. I don't know. I'll come up with something. Maybe Steve, get your marketing team on that. Come up with a name, something cool for that. So we may have international visitors next year. I think David Atkinson, he chimed in. He may come next year. I don't know. Maybe he can charter a private jet with Mike PC31. He's down in Portsmouth. I don't know if Portsmouth, I know it's kind of seaside versus Birmingham. I got to get my map out and see if those two could do that and get a jet and just come on over here. So anyway, that's next July. Let's talk about August. So yeah, just a nice day today. Had to use up some earned time off and just did that. Went over to the beach and now I'm hanging out. Well, my friend Anthony, it's 2 shout outs for Anthony today because him and his son are out at Gillette Stadium tonight for the Metallica show. So pretty cool that is. They're out there doing that. So yeah, ride the lightning, boys. Yeah. So anyway, some finds I found recently. So I was over at Deja Vu Records. That's the place that Alex, Beer and Vinyl, and Embryonic Brian weren't allowed into when they were here 2 weeks ago because the owner's a crazy old woman and just wasn't there and locked the door. I think when she saw those guys, she just said no bueno, no entry. But if you guys come next year, you can come with me. So anyway, yeah, what do we have here? We have a Phil Manzanera, lead guitarist for Roxy Music, solo effort here, one of many, but probably his best, called K-Scope from 1978. Really amazing. The personnel on this one, the brothers Finn, Neil, and Tim. I don't know if it was Neil singing lead on this and Tim singing backup. This was a nice find. I have a CD copy of this, but for $5, I was all over this. So K-Scope being an instrumental track. The personnel on this, I mean, it's amazing. Sorry, I'll hold up the record while I'm looking at this. So you got Simon Phillips on drums, not on the whole album, but for most of it. He's played with everybody, big session guy out of England. Tim Finn, like I said, Neil Finn. Lowell Cream from 10cc is on this. And what does he do here? Backing vocals. And John Wetton, of course. Yeah, from, of course, Asia. I think he was in Yes. I can't remember, one of those groups, early 70s kind of prog. But John Wetton just has an amazing voice. When you listen to that first Age album, just terrific. And he sings on a couple of songs on here. I'm trying to find a John Wetton track on here. Well, Gone Flying is just a really beautiful song, and that's a guy named Bill McCormick, but I don't know who he is, but it's a really nice pop song. This actually plays like, if I was making a cocktail, I would call this two parts split ends and one part Roxy Music, because actually Phil Manzanera, the connection there with the Finn brothers, he produced the first few Split Ends albums for those boys out of New Zealand. So that was the connection there. So they got on board for this record in 1978, and they were all aboard and helping out with this one. So yeah, really good. Look up the instrumental K-Scope. That's a really great track. It's kind of a weird, like I said, it's a mix of those two bands. You check it out and see what you think. But yeah, really excellent, really great. And what do we have here? So this was a blind buy. This guy's name was George Hamilton. George Hedge Hamilton V, not to be confused. There was an American actor named George Hamilton. This is a total blind buy. I bought it because I liked the cover and it looked like kind of indie college rock. This is 1987 release here by this band called Hedge 5. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if it's en français. I'll ask the French vinyl addict about that. Hedge, I don't know what that means. Oh yes, gotta wet my whistle. It's hotter than hell, like Kiss would say today. So anyway, House of Tears, the name of this one. So very hard to find anything about this band. So when I see something blind like this, I'll pull up my phone and I'll look it up. Other than they were from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, late 80s, kind of jangly, indie, alt country, all those things. But apparently this guy, George Hedge Hamilton the fifth, he just goes by Hedge 5. He's the lead vocalist and guitarist. He's still active today. He lives in Nashville, has a radio show, and plays around the circuit. And but they only did this one album. It's a one-off. It was on the MTM Music Group. Oh, that was like the Mary Tyler Moore TV show logo. I don't know much about it beyond that, like I said. So you can see here on the inside, MTM. I think that label is now defunct. Yes, so anyway, that's Hedge 5. What would I recommend on here? The title track, House of Tears, is actually really good. Totally takes you back to like a 1987 indie band. Americana, totally Americana, in the vein of Sam St. John. So here we go. Back over to England here, my friend Mike Oldfield. This is a double live set called Exposed. Mike Oldfield live isn't a whole lot different than Mike Field's studio, as it turns out. But I think I got this for like $8-9, and it's in incredible condition. Little slideshow for you on the inside. The film strip clips on there, and up the band. He must have been a total nightmare if you're a roadie for him, because he played every instrument under the sun. There's a cool shot of them on a stage right there. But yeah, I mean, just every possible instrument is listed here, and a really big band he had on this, including the backup singers. Really cool. What do we have on here as far as songs? I don't know these Incantations Part 1 and 2. I'm not sure what studio album that was from, and then on the other album, what do we have here on disc 2? Oh yeah, we've got a live version of Tubular Bells Part 1, and there's Part 2 on the second side. So yes, I haven't actually listened to this yet. I only listened to the first side of the first record, and like I said, the audience is very quiet, like a classical audience or a jazz audience. It's not like, hey, flick your bick and rock out. It's Mike Oldfield, but it's pretty good, and I'll be listening to the rest of that this weekend. Another blind buy here, totally blind buy. Joe King Carrasco is the main guy. I was able to find out a few things. There's a Wikipedia entry on this guy. Originally from Texas, ended up down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. This is total Tex-Mex. So when I worked in California, our main distribution center was in a city called Santa Ana, right in the barrio, actually, the distribution center was. And I'd go over there once in a while for a meeting, and I'd be in the distribution center. Huge racking, up like 12 levels, and these guys are picking orders, zooming around on the forklift trucks, and blaring would be music like this, kind of like Mexican polka, like I say, Tex-Mex. Most of this album is in Spanish, but it's really fun. Think Los Lobos with more accordion, and you've got these guys, and it's Bandido Rock. Apparently this guy, Joe King Carrasco, like I said, guitarist and vocalist, played with a number of outfits. He's still active, and this was the one-off he did with this group, this formation of the band, and they called it just self-titled. Joe King Crimson y Las Coronas is the name of the band, and the name of the record, Bandido Rock. This is really fun. Listened to this one twice already. Takes me back to Southern California. I love that vibe. Yeah, man. Tex-Mex and the accordion, you know, get that going. The Lords of the New Church, yes. So I had this from high school, this collection here. It's called Killer Lords. Never had any other albums, but now I have this. $4. Alex, eat your heart out over at Beer and Vinyl. This one from 1984, of course, on the IRS label, right there. Really good. Frontman Steve Bader's right here, and title track, Method to My Madness, When Blood Runs Cold, My Kingdom Come. It's dark, kind of goth rock, and it's fun as hell. I love it. He was a wild man, and that was Steve Bader's The Lords of the New Church, right there. And that is, yeah, it's the method to our madness. Yeah, going insane. I tone it down a bit in the 80s right here with the Bell Stars. So this is another one. $2 for a 12-inch single right here. And I was like, yeah, what the hell? I remember this one when I was in high school. And of course, the song I'm talking about, yeah, it's right there on the front. 12-inch single version of Sign of the Times. Fun girl band from the UK. And yeah, you can see it's available on their self-titled debut, The Bell Stars. Not much more I can say about this. If you were there in 1983, you lived it, and it was great. And they were actually on the Stiff record label, but then somehow this is on Warner. Anyway, you can see credit to Stiff right here. Yeah, there it is. Stiff Records up there, and on WB Warner's. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, 12-inch single, $2. Mint condition, plays great. That's all I need. I don't need that whole Bell Stars album. I remember it. I had a tape copy from a friend, and yeah, it's just fun stuff from the 80s, right? All right, little country and western here for Embryonic Brian. I know he likes it. It's Charlie Rich. It's one of those Sun reissues here when he was on that label in the 1950s into the 60s. I had a couple of these songs already, and I took a chance on this because it looked a little beat up, but I was able to clean it, and it sounds really good. Of course, Lonely Weekends. That's one of my favorite songs here. Don Gibson does a good version of that too. If you're into country and western, vintage like I am, you already probably knew that. Sitting and Thinking, Baby I Need You, Break Up. Really good. It's almost like before Charlie Rich really got into his crooning years, like in the early 70s, he was more like an Elvis Presley type guy, and it really shows on this. It's just a best of Charlie Rich. It's funny because I have another best of Charlie Rich also on. There's the cool Sun logo here. Get out of here, over here. That looks a little better, doesn't it? Yeah, on Sun. So yeah, Charlie Rich. Yeah, When You Get Behind Closed Doors. That was one of, I think, a Grammy-winning, his biggest song from the early 70s. Really good tune, though, too. He just had a couple of different phases in his career, like any successful performer, changed his sound up. All right, April Wine, Harder, Faster. This takes me back to middle school. Yeah, I remember bombing around one summer. What summer was this? 1979, maybe? I was probably like 12-year-old. Out at my cottage, where my parents had a cottage, these kids next door, the parents let them have an old beat up, it was like a Ford Pinto, and those things were just a funny, look like a spaceship. No license plate, and just bomb around on this cottage road. And I remember they had an 8-track, and they were these older kids, and they let me come with them. And my parents, like, it's totally different now, right? Like, hey, go with these kids in an unlicensed vehicle and go hang out and drive around back roads and, you know, whatever. They're smoking cigarettes and listening to April Wine, but that's cool. We'll see you at dinner time. And it's Harder, Faster, and Say Hello, Ladies Man, and of course, yeah, I Like to Rock. And Miles Goodwin, he just passed within the past year, unfortunately. Drummer Jerry Mercer, incredible drummer, one of my first concerts. I saw them on the tour after Nature of the Beast, whatever that album was. I can't remember off the top of my head. Of course, they were on Capitol. Just, I Like to Rock. There's a really good version of that. The video they recorded for that, the music video. I'll leave a link in the description. It's really excellent. Up at Morin Heights, where Rush recorded Moving Pictures and I think a couple other albums. The studio's now gone. Morin Heights was a famous studio in Quebec, in Canada, where a lot of bands recorded records, and they do a really excellent music video of I Like to Rock, and it's in the Morin Heights studio. It's really good. This is a CD copy out of this, because I had a record copy, a vinyl copy too, when this came out in high school, and it's another one that grew legs, and it's like, hey, I'm going to replace it. So I've been, the past 6 months, I've probably replaced almost 15 to 20 records that I lost from the 80s, and this is another one. This is All You Need by Big Country in my mind, is this debut. It's so great, featuring the late Stuart Adamson on vocals. Yeah, really, he just burned out real young. And there it is. So yeah, In a Big Country, all the other songs. Chance on the Mercury label. What else here? Just, yeah, it comes right out of the gate here. In a Big Country. Inwards is an excellent song. Chance, Fields of Fire, and The Storm. Really strong first side for a debut. Really excellent. There's an idea for a thread. There's strong debuts, but how about just a strong, solid side A? That could be a thread, right? I don't know. Now my wheels are spinning on that one. Lastly, still in the 80s, another one. I believe this is their debut. There are a couple of sidekicks there. It's the Thompson Twins. Yeah, I mean, it was total commercial pop. Yeah, cheersing it big time today in this heat. And there they are, yeah. There are a couple of sidekicks. Tom Bailey, Alana Curry, and Joe Leeway. There they are on the back. So Lies was the big single from this, but it's Lies, yeah, they're gonna get you, right? You know it. Karaoke night. So anyway, what else on here? Love on Your Side was another single on this one. Yeah, it's light. This was a $4 or $5 record, and it's in really excellent condition. So why not, right? And it's the 80s. It's fun. And it's summer. Yeah. So anyway, would you believe it? He's just flaked right out. He's just not into it today. He says, see you in October when things cool down, right? So anyway, that's probably going to do it. Let me get back on my high-end tripod. It's going to do it for a Friday Cheers. Sending this one out to everybody out there in YouTube land. Yeah, so we'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend.